Cowboy Bebop, 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 Cowboy Bebop. You get the point. The big dog, the anime that made animes, the classic that gave the definition of classic. I could sit here for hours, carefully dissecting every creak and crevice of this masterpiece of an anime. But that's not why I'm here today. In fact, I'm here to talk about the... Do I really have to give an introduction? The sole identity of the show rests on its miraculous score. Every arrangement from this anime feels less like a generic throwaway track and more like a grand experience. I mean, listen to the And you want to know who's responsible for all this? This masterclass of a composer, Yoko Kanno, along with this masterclass of a band, the Seatbelts. These two powerhouses of musicians and artists, with their powers and skills combined, created a score that would conquer the test of time. And just to show you what I mean, I'm going to give you a little rundown, a sample, for better terms. Jazz, you gotta love it. It's one of those genres that is as equally smooth as it is bombastic and in your face. And Rush is sort of the best of both worlds in this case. It starts off very low key, it slowly reels you in. It's like you're stuck in a car on this beaten path, continuously revving up your engine until... boom! Into this trance, you have no point but to acknowledge it as every single horn, percussion, and string seemingly harmonizing within your brain as your body begins to feel a rush. But you get what I mean. It flows. Not only that, but it's the start of something more. I can only describe the music in Cowboy Bebop in one word. Grand. An experience to behold. When I watch these episodes, I feel these episodes. When I listen to the music, I feel the music. I know I'm starting to sound like your average video game journalist here, but the point still stands. This soundtrack genuinely makes me feel like I'm at a live concert. It gives me borderline cinematic vibes and never slows down or deviates from that feeling. I think it's all thanks to the relationship between the creator of the show, Shinichirō Watanabe, and Yoko Kanno, as both masterminds worked very closely during the production of this anime. It makes so much sense, honestly. I mean, some of the music and the scenes in this show almost fit too perfectly with each other. Hand in hand. Milk with a blend of goddamn honey, if you will. It all cultivates into something truly worth watching. But to give you an idea as to why I think the music of Cowboy Bebop is great, I'm gonna break it down for you.
Let's get scratching.
Every track has its genre, and every genre has its track. In general terms, you would think I'm speaking straight claptrap, but in Cowboy Bebop's case, it defines the very identity the soundtrack stands for. Diversity is at the very forefront of every person, place, or thing in this show's universe. It envelops itself in how the characters act, how characters' locales look, how episodes are structured, and well, you guessed it, the music. It's definitely not a secret that Cowboy Bebop is a jazz album first. It takes heavy inspiration from popular Western styles, jazz motifs. No one's denying that. But honestly, looking at the lineup of tracks they got listed here, it really starts to make me think otherwise. I mean, we got tracks that trail down the blues, rock, metal, electronic, tribal, and all the way down to the likes of goddamn noir. Did you think I was exaggerating when I said this show has everything? You want goofy, comedic tomfoolery music? They got you.
You want broken up, melancholic, thought-provoking music that'll make you question the sole worth of your entire being?
But they got that too. It's a bundle of memorable tracks, each telling their own respected stories within the context of where they were placed. I mean, I could listen to tracks like Waltz for ZZ every goddamn day and I would still retain those same warm and borderline nostalgic feelings from it. I could listen to tracks like Too Good, Too Bad, a jazz-heavy marching band-esque action track, and be on the edge of my goddamn seat, because you know this track comes on, it means business. But sometimes, it's best to slow down and smell the roses for a change. You see, you start to get a clear picture of the overall tone of bebop, like if a portal's been opened and it sucks you in. You begin to understand the substances and complexities of a world lived in, without a word even uttered, as if the show itself was trying to converse with you. I think Kanno really has a knack for creating music that envelops you, allows you to stop for a second, and think, and breathe, and appreciate, and even just to put things into perspective. Whether that be being placed in the shoes of a character going through the motions of their own story, or even understanding the very setting that these characters are being placed in. It attaches you by immersing you. Yeah, that's the word. Immerse. Spooky Doki is one of the many tracks in this anime that opens up that portal. It's a very somber, even downright melancholic track with its harmonics and gentle guitar strums, emanating a bluish tone, which is night and day in comparison to Tank. It's as if you were surrounded in a bubble, experiencing firsthand a much more grounded and rigorous atmosphere. The sort of rustic tone is fitting for a wistful western like this, even if ironically it takes place thousands of years in the future. Spooky Doki ain't the only song that imitates this sort of feeling, though. Like, for example, A Road to the West is a track that feels almost atmospheric, as if you were drifting as the saxophone echoes and carries out throughout the entire song. For me, it emits a feeling of dread and even feelings of being left astray. Cosmos emits a similar feeling of dread as one lonely saxophone player blows into the vacant air. It fits within the show's more noiric, detective direction, but it almost feels incomplete, like fragments of a once complete song, as if the rest of it was lost or distorted to time. Sometimes the music can even enhance segments, like the scene when Faye was captured by the Syndicate moments after her arrival to the concert. There, Ave Maria plays as she's being placed into one of the booths next to her bounty, who's already deceased, where she meets face to face with Vicious.
You're trembling.
Who are you? Tell me.
Vicious.
Sometimes the music of bebop will just flat out tell you exactly how the characters feel in that very moment. Like the vocal track, Words That We Couldn't Say. A very somber and delicate song, which in some way verbalizes the thoughts and feelings of Spike as we traverse through his staggered relationship with Julia. Words that we couldn't say. Even a song like Call Me can be considered a track that enhances the narrative. Here we see Ed and Ein severing ties from the group and Faye finally regaining her memories, only to find out that everything pertaining to her memories is already gone, reinforcing her loneliness. You feel the sadness and the dread and the loss that everyone is feeling during this moment. And it just hits. They even have tracks that convey It doesn't necessarily enhance the experience, not that it
doesn't, but in terms of a tonal shift, it definitely diverges from its brothers and sisters. I mean, we can call it
Yeah, I'm talking the tracks that completely burst your expectations out of a can like a soda in a Mento. The real one is extremely hard and bass track that completely comes out of nowhere, but fits within the context of the episode. Honestly, Kanno could have put a basic action track for this episode, and it would have just worked perfectly, but no. She decided once again to step out of her boundaries and create a track that's not only extreme, but memorable to a goddamn T. Not the weirdest, but definitely is out there. Fantasy Sign, on the other hand, is completely different from anything I've heard out of this soundtrack. It's got this atmospheric, almost digitized sound to it. It fits the futuristic and wonder side of bebop. There's so much more. I could even mention Mushroom Hunting or really any music that accompanies Ed, because just like how Edward seemingly broke the pattern of the show, so did the music. And it's one of those things I can really appreciate from Kanno's work. Bebop's music has no boundaries. It keeps on elevating itself and shattering the expectation it establishes on itself, all while symbiotically aligning itself with the plots and characters of this show. It's as free as the wind, and it's not afraid to diverge when it needs to, just adding a whole other level of character to it. That's why I emphasize genre so much with this soundtrack, because it really combines the best of music into one package, while also making the world feel so much bigger by using music as its tool. I know I'm sidetracking a bit, but I remember the first time I watched Cowboy Bebop and just being blown away by the music and the animation and the style of it all. But I remember specifically one episode that changed my life forever. The Ballad of Fallen Angels. I was already accustomed to the action and the detective drama and slash western-esque thing with a blend of comedic elements it had going for it. I was accustomed to that. I thought that that was all Cowboy Bebop could be. But no, I was wrong. Damn wrong. And you know what the thing is? This episode was great. The setup was great, the stakes were high, the character development was on point, symbolism, everything about this episode was perfect, down to a T. But you know, I didn't remember this episode specifically because it was a fantastic episode. No. I remembered it because of this. Rain pours in with this gothic and enticing aura as Spike quite literally prepares for the fight of his goddamn life. The visuals and the bleak color palette matches up perfectly with this setup, and the conversation with Spike and Vicious is just as equally enticing and cold as the music, and it's so dramatic and I goddamn love it. But you think that's the end? Oh no, Rain is just the appetizer for the main course. You see, for a minute, the scene goes silent. The only thing breaking that silence is a barrage of bullets and weaponry being thrown around aimlessly. And then finally, it reaches up to Spike and Vicious, duking it out 1v1. And the whole time I'm thinking Spike's gonna win. He's gonna beat this Vicious dude's ass. And even if he doesn't, Faye or Jet might intervene and save him last second. But then... Greenbird plays as Spike begins to reminisce on our fragmented past. Greenbird is very soft and melancholic. I know, I've been using that term a lot, but it is. It's soft and it's melancholic and it's almost operatic. I don't know the right term for it, but it fits so well. Like, if I ever get into the oddly specific scenario of getting thrown out of a cathedral window 4 stories high above the ground, this would be the song that would be playing in my head throughout all of it. I just adore how much it encapsulates the mind and emotion of Spike in this moment. As someone who's desperately floating, uncaringly, lost, and unable to detach himself from the bearings of his past. This changed everything for me. how I viewed this show, and even how I viewed anime as a medium. This conjoined relationship between sound and show revealed to me how much important music is to emphasizing the emotion and identity of this show. I know Bebop isn't the first show to do something like this, and Kanno isn't the first artist to genre bend and break boundaries into the medium. But damn, did she really perfect it. It just amazes me. It really does. And that's why I love this soundtrack so much. Hello everybody, this is Jock, and I hope you all enjoyed the latest installment in the Meqa Does channel category, videography, discography, I don't know what you call it, but yeah, I hope you all, got a chance to understand why Meqa believes that the Cowboy Bebop soundtrack is amazing and why he loves it, and why I personally love it too. I had a blast editing this, and it took a really long time to do it as well. A little longer than it should have taken, but that's just me. And I guess through making this video and through just going through the motions of it, I kind of just realized that I think it's time to finally put Meqa Does to rest, just for a bit. I don't know when I'll be back. I just feel like I can't really find much of a formula for the character, and it's something that I've thought about for a while, and I don't know, for me, I just feel like I want to do more with Meqa Does. I want to do more with the character that is just kind of just beyond me at this moment in time, and I just feel like I just need to figure out the best formula for the character before I decide to continue going forward, which, yeah, was a little tough because I just wanted to try to see if I can make it work, but I don't know, it's just not really anything I'm personally happy with, so I'm just going to leave it at that. But that doesn't mean Meqa Does will be gone forever. It doesn't mean I'll be off the internet forever. I probably will be taking a hiatus just from this in general. I do have a second channel named Jock where I upload just some Let's Plays and just gameplay and stuff. So I'll probably be more active over there if you want to see more content from me. But in terms of Meqa Does, yeah, I just need to figure out what I'm gonna do next. This is just me being transparent. So, I think I'm gonna just leave it at that. Thank you all for watching over the years. Thank you to all the supporters and, my friends and, people that have watched me and watched my channel, throughout the good and the bad and the cringe and all kinds of different things. I really do appreciate it. And to the bottom of my heart, thank you, all of you. So, yeah, this has been Jock, Meqa Does, and hope you all take care. Happy holidays.